I am a firm believer that your food should look as good as it tastes, and there's no better example of that than rainbow Buddha bowls, and that's what we're gonna make today. So for any grain bowl, you wanna have a nice grain base. Now I like cooking almost all of my grains in a rice cooker. It's such a versatile piece of equipment, and I use it all the time. The ultimate plug and play appliance for your kitchen. So today I am using farro, but you could use brown rice, you could use white rice, you could do barley, whatever. And I'm going to cook it in chicken broth. I'm such a fan of this. I do it all the time because it adds so much extra flavor. So this goes in here, and literally all I have to do is push the button. Now this is gonna do all the work for me. So it's called a rice cooker, but in my mind it's a grain cooker. It'll cook just about any grain, and now I can go to work on everything else I need to do to pull this recipe together, which is a bunch of veggie prep. Now anytime you're prepping a lot of vegetables for a recipe, I cannot stress enough the importance of having a knife you love. I have really small hands, so I like a 5-inch blade. I just can't recommend enough making sure that your knife is super sharp. It's more important than anything else, but I think investing in a good solid knife is an awesome investment for anyone who loves to cook. First things first, let's get into this red cabbage. Beautiful purple color. Let's finally shred this. Now that our cabbage is done, let's do our red bell pepper. I want to dice this. Now it's on to those carrots. Now you could buy shredded carrots very easily, but I like doing carrot ribbons, especially in this recipe. Let me show you what I'm talking about. This peeler is really awesome, super affordable. I like to buy mine. They come in a 3-pack, and they are super easy to use. You know, it's one of those tools that I reach for over and over again, and I'm annoyed when it's not clean. Do you have anything like that? After peeling the outside of my carrot, I want to create these ribbons. I also have this beautiful purple carrot. I want to use this as well. So remember, just peel off the outside, and then this beautiful color, this is what we want. Now check this out, look. These heirloom carrots are so beautiful. They start one color, and then on the inside are a different color. Look at that purple turning to yellow, so pretty. And then you essentially have these beautiful carrot shreds that will go on top of our rainbow Buddha bowl. This tool, such a workhorse in the kitchen. All right, on to the avocado. And for this recipe, I want to do sliced avocado. Now, anytime I add avocado to a recipe, I like to season it before I add it to anything. It just adds an extra layer of seasoning and flavor. Looks delicious. Now that we've got our cabbage, our red bell pepper, we've got our carrot shreds, we're also going to add some chickpeas. And chickpeas are so great because they add a great source of protein along with the avocado, which adds that rich, creamy texture. With all of our veggies prepped, let's jump into making that vinaigrette, a citrus cilantro vinaigrette. Now, when it comes to making dressings at home, I am such a fan of making them in a mason jar. This is such a great little tool. I use it for everything from a vase for grocery store flowers to making salad dressings to storing freezer jam. So what we're going to start with is first some sort of acidic base. So whether that's vinegar or citrus juice, and in this case, we're using both. So I'm going to start with a little bit of rice wine vinegar. And then before adding the juice of both a lime and an orange, I want to add a little bit of zest. And adding citrus zest really is kind of just like an extra boost of flavor. I'll add it straight into the jar. Oh, it smells so, so good. Once we've got our zest ready to go, I'm gonna roll my citrus, cut it in half, and get that juice out. I'm looking for about a 1/4 cup of orange juice here. If you didn't have a fresh orange on hand, you could absolutely use store-bought orange juice. Because the lime is a little smaller, I'm hoping to get about 2 tablespoons of lime juice. Now, it's a citrus cilantro vinaigrette, so we gotta add some cilantro. I'll add about 2 teaspoons or so. Next, we're gonna add a little bit of honey for some sweetness, and that sweetness will just balance out the tanginess from the citrus. A little bit of salt and pepper. And finally, some oil. You could use a canola oil or even an olive oil. What I want to do is a 1-to-1 ratio. So as much citrus and vinegar as I have in there, I want to add at least as much olive oil or canola oil. You can easily adjust to your taste what you like when it comes to a ratio for a vinaigrette. Now, let's give it a shake. All right, now with my vinaigrette made and all of my veggie prepped, it's time to build this bowl. Let's get into these grains. So I'm going to take my grains, which cooked so effortlessly in my rice/grain cooker, and I'm just gonna take these and put them right into a big bowl. Now you could go ahead and portion these into individual bowls if that's what you wanted to do, or you could make one kind of family style bowl. Now to my grains, I want to add the rest of my cilantro, just to season that up, and a little bit of salt and pepper as well. For fun, let's add these ingredients in the best we can do of rainbow order, all right? So first, that red bell pepper. Anytime adding a lot of veg onto something, I love using a bench scraper like this. Just a quick way to pick up a lot of something at once. Next is orange. Add these beautiful carrot shreds. Yellow, which are these chickpeas. On to green. So add this avocado. But I just kind of want to spread out here. And finally, that purple cabbage. The colors really are so, so beautiful, but can't forget my citrus cilantro vinaigrette, which is almost like the pot of gold. Drizzle this over the top. For a little bit of crunch, let's add some almonds. And last but not least, some feta cheese. And there you have it. Look at that beauty. All of those hearty vegetables, we've got those delicious grains in there, and that citrus cilantro vinaigrette to top it all off. Super delicious, and most certainly looks every bit as good as it tastes. Remember, you can find this recipe and all my others at my site, kelseynixon.com.